Good evening, I'm Duke Root, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. Nebraska junior middle blocker Andy Jackson was named Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week on Monday. Jackson was dominant in Nebraska's 3-0 wins at Michigan State and Michigan over the weekend. She totaled 10 blocks for an average of 1.67 per set, and 3 of her blocks were solo blocks. The Big Ten announced this afternoon that Nebraska's blackout game against USC on Saturday, November the 1st, will kick off at 6:30 p.m. and will be televised on NBC. The matchup with USC will be Nebraska's first appearance on NBC this season. Tonight is Game 7 of the ALCS as the Toronto Blue Jays host the Seattle Mariners with a trip to the World Series on the line. The winner of this game will go on to face the Los Angeles Dodgers in the World Series, which will begin on Friday. There are 2 Monday Night Football games on tonight as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to play the Detroit Lions at 6 Central, and the Seattle Seahawks host the Houston Texans at 9. Our sports ticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the retirement compass. Visit stonebridgeiwm.com. And now, Hour 1 of Sports Nightly right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Rhule out of the gun, snap, turn, play fake, zips one left, leaping one-handed catch, tumbling in the end zone, Dane Key, touchdown, Huskers! Oh, that was a cold-blooded drive. Washington out of the gun, Fleming in motion right to left. Snap to Washington, game on the line, back to pass, looks over the middle, throws it behind Fleming, incomplete. Nebraska stands tall, and they're gonna win it. Turnover on downs.
Oregon serves. She's already got an ace. This time they pass her. Middle back swing. Kenna Willard blocked. Who else? Rebecca Alec. Nebraska gets block number 5. And the Huskers up 24-16, set 2.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks on the Huskers Radio Network.
And welcome in. Happy Monday, everybody. We've got a full 2 hours ahead for you here on the Huskers Radio Network and Sports Nightly, 402-413-2400. Love for you to call in, be a part of the show, text in as well. So phone lines are open for you. And hey, we were listening to the highlights from last week's game because unfortunately not a whole lot of scoring being done by the Huskers at Minnesota. But, it's unfortunate. I know we got to talk about it, but hey, how about the men's basketball team, the volleyball team? There are still some positives from the weekend.
I had the chance to get to PBA on Saturday, walked over there. You were doing the game on TV, had a little bit of Kent in my ear as well. But that was an awesome win. I know exhibitions, you're not showing a whole lot offensively, defensively. There's a lot of things that you're not doing, but the fact that you beat the number 8 team in the country with a future number 1 draft pick, that was pretty cool. We'll get into a lot of football, but that was a pretty cool thing. And volleyball, what do they have? They're 24-0 in sets in Big Ten play.
Yeah, unbelievable. Just continue to roll. The BYU had some guys out, but Nebraska did too. Had a couple guys out. It still was a really impressive performance because whoever went on the floor, the number 1 pick, AJ DeBonza, how many minutes did he end up playing? I think he led all people in playing. And I know he went out there at the end, but still, he was still out there. They have a lot of talent. And so I think the Huskers did a good job. You just saw, again, everything else aside is exhibition, all that aside. You just can see, and you saw in that game, what having rink mass on the floor does for this basketball team.
Game changer.
He completely spreads it open. And whether he hits 7 threes or not, which he is absolutely capable of doing that, if teams aren't going to guard him, he can shoot it like that. We've seen him do that. But you still have to account for that. And it just completely opens things up in a different way. I mean, it's a complete game changer for this team and they've added shooters too. I mean, that's the thing too. I mean, they've got some guys that can knock it down. So with Rink's ability to really stretch the floor, I mean, I really think that, as we've heard Coach Hoiberg say, this is a team that's going to knock down lots of shots from the outside.
He's a contemporary big. It's more of what you see from big guys nowadays. Can stretch the floor, can shoot. And you heard, I think it was the BYU coach and their star players say in the postgame that he should be the number 1 pick in the draft coming up. Like, they were incredibly impressed, and how could you not be? 7 of 8 from 3, 11 of 15 from the floor. Connor Esiason was tremendous as well. You look at just overall, hit 16 threes, shot 50% from the floor, and a lot of things to like. And you get that stop, and in the final possession, it's a 90-89 game. You cough up the lead a little bit there late, but you have to get one stop, and it's good in a lot of different respects. You won the game, but you also get to play certain situations, right? You're playing a late game situation, final shot on defense. So Coach Hoiberg and the crew, they had a lot of things they had the opportunity to work on.
BYU is going to win a lot of games. That was a good learning test for both teams. And this is why I think it was one of the great things that the NCAA did, changing the rules to allow for this caliber of an exhibition contest to be able to be played for teams like a BYU who made it to the Sweet 16 last year, wants to take another step. For Nebraska, wants to get back to the NCAA tournament. This is the caliber of an opponent that you want to see, really see where you're at, what you need to work on, some of the things you can be exposed about, and hey, to compete against some of the best teams in the country, what do we need to do? So it was definitely a great showing for both teams. What a show. It was as advertised. It was a fun game. So I'm excited about this group. We'll talk some more hoops coming up later in the show. Also, women's basketball, they'll hit the floor for their first exhibition contest coming up on Friday. Amy Williams scheduled to be on the show this week as well. So we'll talk women's hoops as they get underway. But we got to get to it. Again, 402-413-2400. We got a couple calls coming in. If you want to text, be a part of the show, 402-413-2400. But just not a great performance by Husker football on Friday night in Minnesota.
Mama said there'd be days like this. We said that on the air between me and Damon. And you could sense the frustration on Damon's face. And it's just one of those games that it's a line it up and let me see what kind of effort you got. I just think Minnesota played harder, had more energy at certain times in the game, and you're just waiting. I was saying at halftime, it was a 7-6 game at halftime. You're sitting and waiting. Okay, you're getting the ball coming out of half. Let's turn this thing on. And just the light just never popped on for this team. Offensively, it was a massive struggle. I think defensively there were some good things, but more of the same in certain areas in terms of run fitting and making tackles and explosive runs. A lot of those same issues we saw in the Michigan game where you had 3 different explosive runs is what we saw in the Minnesota game. And, on paper, the Gophers had issues running the ball, getting explosive plays, stopping the run on defense. Well, Nebraska couldn't, for the most part, stop the run in critical situations. Offensively, could not get the run game going. That first drive, you come out, you have the juice, you get a stop, you force a punt. And that first drive, Nebraska goes, 3 and out. You go to the air in all 3 of those plays. You don't get Emmett Johnson going early in the game, and just could never seem to get him going. And then all the pressure issues that we've been talking about. There's a multitude of reasons, and Coach Rhule, we'll hear from him a little bit later, and Dana will hear from tomorrow from both coordinators. But the tackles with injuries, Spindler going down at the guard position, Pritchett getting thrown out for targeting, which I've never seen before, but 9 sacks. It's not just the offensive line. There are some issues there, but there's a lot of things that have to be worked out on the protection front and on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah,
I think it's easy to say, the offensive line, and look, they've got to be better, but the 9 sacks were not all on the offensive line, and they've got some depth. We've talked about it, but still, when you lose a guy like Rocco Spindler, and then Elijah Pritchett goes out, it's going to affect some things. But I don't know. I think, and I was texting you earlier today, I had to double check the first time that Coach Rhule's been here that they haven't scored a touchdown. I did the TV show with Coach Rhule today. I think if you watched his press conference, we'll hear a little bit from him earlier. But I mean, look, this doing post-game interviews with the players, the coaches, this is not a happy program. And you get a chance, at least it's not a bye week this time. You're going to be able to get back on the field on Saturday. But it's an unhappy bunch with how they performed on Friday.
I think it's a wake-up call.
Yeah,
I think the stretch,
better be.
The stretch of what you look at is the Indiana game last year, and you come back against Ohio State, right? And you play really tough the next week on the road. And You think if you get that same type of effort you got last year against Ohio State, against Northwestern at home, you should have a good opportunity to win the game. And this is, on paper, you'd think coming into the season that this would be one of those you can mark down as a W against Northwestern. It's anything but. It's a team that's red hot right now. They've won 4 straight games. They can run the ball defensively. They're good. They just shut out Purdue, who probably should have beat Minnesota a few weeks back. So I think you look at Northwestern, that's a really tough team coming in here that's playing hotter than just about anybody in the Big Ten. But I also think it's important for fans and everybody to take a step back, because I think we're all treating this like it's DEFCON 5 or whatever. Like, it was a bad performance. Teams have really bad weekends. Look at the parity around college football. Teams that have a lot of expectation have really, really bad days at work. And that's what this was. Now, how they react from this, how they get better from this, I think it was a good tone set in the Monday press conference from Coach Rhule. He said, look, I take responsibility. Our coaches take responsibility. X, Y, and Z has to get better, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure it's better, and that the energy and effort level is not what we saw on Friday night. He challenged his players, and it's up to them to reach that challenge and find a way to improve. But these things happen. The season isn't over. We still have a lot of football left, and this is still a very talented team with a lot of great players in skill positions and on that defense. And we've been touting this pass defense all year long. Now it's time to step up and show what you got.
Yeah, hopefully a little fire under this bunch, because you have to show up. I mean, and I think that's what Coach Rhule talked about. He had mentioned it, again on the TV show, just that they, practice well, but probably didn't give enough credit to Minnesota. And Minnesota, as Damon talked a lot about on the broadcast, not scared of Nebraska, and punched them in the mouth. And I think that's what frustrates Coach Rhule the most. I mean, if you have a bad day, that's one thing, but just to be out physical at the, and everywhere across the field, that's, I think, what really frustrates him the most. And that's what he brought up. We better be ready to respond, because Northwestern is that again. This is a team that's going to be another physical football team that's going to want to, bring it to Nebraska. And so you got to be better in that front of being able to manage when you get popped in the mouth. How are you going to respond to that?
And it goes to the leaders, right? It starts there, and to the biggest voices. The coaches can go and say as much as they want, but the players on the field have to pull their part. And I think there's a lot of issues when you look at the tape, and the back-breaking drive is, it's still a 7-6 game, third quarter. Archie Wilson pins him deep at the 2-yard line, and they go 14 plays, 98 yards. You can't have that. And we've seen a couple times this year this defense has had those long, methodical drives they've given up. The Michigan State game, they gave up a 17-play drive. You just have to find a way to get off the field. There were some penalties that were thrown in there that were a little bit questionable. There was a key pass interference, a key defensive holding that you could say go either way, but you can't put the game in the hand of the officials. You have to find a way to get off the field and not allow a team to flip field position. That's where the game was won. When you have them at their own 2-yard line and they go 98 yards, they're rolling at that point, and they run away with the game.
All right, before we get to a break, because we do want to play some cuts from Coach Rhule's press conference today, we have some texts and phone calls rolling in. Before we get to the break, let's head to Jim in Norfolk calling in. Camden, you punching it up, or am I? Okay. Hey, Jim, how you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I was just going to say, I was just listening to you and Kyle. Excuse me. I totally agree with what you were talking about. I'm a firm believer that if you don't do football or any basic fundamentals in any sports, I think we have struggled with the line and the defensive line all year, and it goes back to what you were saying, Jessica. I think basically Minnesota used, I think basically Northwestern did exactly what basically Michigan did even against Nebraska's offense. If our offense don't get any better blocking and tackling, all these other teams we got left on the schedule, they're going to do the same thing that basically Michigan State. All I'm going to say, go Big Red. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it comes down to the fundamentals. When I had Terry Braden in here in his coach's show, he mentioned that word a million times over when it comes down to tackling and certain techniques on the defensive line. But if you can't block, you can't tackle, you ain't winning in many leagues, but you certainly ain't winning in the Big Ten. And they know that. There's a lot of things that they have to work on, and this team can get better because we've seen this team at its peak, and it's a really good bunch. But when you put that on tape, teams are gonna expose you. Northwestern's gonna come in here and say that we're gonna try and punk you, just like Minnesota did. So how do you rise to that challenge? Because teams have the blueprint to try and beat Nebraska, and you have to find a way to stop it.
Thanks for the call, Jim. As always, enjoy hearing from you. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. 402-413-2400 is that number if you want to call in or text in, be a part of the show tonight. Going to get to a break. When we come back, we'll hear from the head coach, Matt Rhule, met with the media today for his weekly press conference. So those clips coming up next for you here on Sports Nightly.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $3,250 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and $0 down.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your crawl space and damaging your home. Musty smells, sagging floors, mold are just a few signs your crawl space is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid mineral with protein or Sweet Pro block supplements for space feeding, while also stretching your forages up to 25% better, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles, or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
The color red means something to us. it means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your foundation and damaging your home. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. Going to hear from the head coach here in just a moment, but I did want to get to a text on the text line. John in Omaha says, I understand when teams have a day with some mistakes, but how do you, as a college football player, only have a certain number of games that you can look forward to each year and not be ready to go energy-wise? You get to play college football. This is what you came here for. How can, as a group, they be so lethargic? Still a fan. Go Big Red. John in Omaha. And Coach Rhule has actually asked that about the energy on the overall for his team and didn't want to use that as an excuse. There's other things that you could point to. But, yeah, I mean, I think that was one of the things that a lot of people took away. It just didn't seem like I think when that maybe you talk about not really fighting back, and energy is maybe the same thing, but they didn't fight back, and so I think that maybe be more the issue. What Coach Rhule is most frustrated about seemed like is just that they got beat up physically. Yeah, I don't necessarily know if we know the answer as to why we saw what we saw or what we see in any given game when a team falls flat. You could tell they were prepared in the week of practice. They had good practices leading up, and the energy was good in practice, whether it's the short week or it's playing on a Friday night, or how did, in Emmett's case, how does he deal with having so many family and friends there, and the nostalgia of having to do a walkthrough at his high school? How does that affect somebody emotionally going into a game? I don't necessarily know if it does or not, and sometimes a team just has your number and plays better on a given night, and there could be many reasons for it. All right, let's hear from the head coach and how he assessed everything once he was able to take the weekend, dive into all of the film and all of that. So let's start with, he was asked about just his overall assessment on the offensive line after watching the film.
Yeah, I mean, 9 sacks is not good enough. So we, I mean, there's, I think 3 are on the running back. Some are, balls. I mean, it's just all around. Balls got to get out faster. We've got to protect better. Backs have to step up and win the one-on-one. But we're not gonna walk away from that. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, you can't give up 9 sacks. So yeah, you could see how visibly angry he is. And there's a lot of reasons for it. There was a play that sticks out in my mind where it was one-on-one blitzing linebacker against Emmett, and Emmett got blown up, and it led to a sack. And is there plays, and this is what Coach Rhule has said, that Dylan holds on to it a little bit too long, where maybe there's guys open underneath that you can let the ball rip and a little bit sooner. So
Dylan, I'm sure, takes full responsibility for his part in it. Offensive line, when you're missing your starting left tackle for most of the game and your right guard, and Tyler Canuck all of a sudden gets thrown into becoming the guy at right guard, the communication can become an issue. And, they rotated, I believe, Teddy Prohaska in there at one point. Turner Corcoran was in there. I mean, it was guys just running in and out almost every play at one point.
And listen, as much as we can say, break down the sack numbers and which one was on what personnel grouping or whose fault it was. As an offensive lineman, as you just heard Coach Rhule say, 9 has got to irk you. And I can tell you for a fact, my phone was blowing up by Jeremiah Searles. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, it doesn't matter whether it's your fault or not. That number, you don't want to see that, 9 sacks.
He wasn't on Big Red Reaction this past week.
It's probably a good thing.
Yeah, so they've given up just 22 sacks in Big Ten play.
Not
that's
good.
4 games.
Yeah.
4 games they've given up 22 sacks. 7 in one game to Michigan, and then the 9 to Minnesota being the 2 big ones. And that was a program record for Minnesota. That was a team, too, in the Gophers that had not had a sack in the previous 2 games. They had 7 against Rutgers, and they went empty in the last 2 games.
Deja vu from Michigan State.
Yeah.
Didn't have the sack numbers, and then they had a bunch of sacks.
The difference in that game is the offense sort of got out of it, right?
Yeah.
They got out of the funk that they were in, and you could blame the wind in that situation. There wasn't, maybe you had the crowd and all those things, and that was different, but they eventually got out of that funk. You had the opportunity down just 1 point in the second half, and it just got uglier and uglier as it went on.
Yeah, and it becomes then this, and again, you can't make excuses, but I've talked to Searles about this a couple different times now on the podcast about this, and then it just becomes there's blood in the water. Teams see it on film. They think they can repeat it, but then it also lingers in your mind. And not just the offensive line, but the quarterback. And so then, that's something that is a second thought in Dylan's mind, which also maybe plays into the decision-making. It's got to get corrected, or else you're just going to continue to see these issues because it's on film and then teams are seeing and smelling the blood in the water.
I think the biggest thing that I'm going to look for, Jess, this week is on both lines of scrimmage, can Nebraska win on first and second down? So I'm looking at third down average distance, 8.5 yards. So you're averaging 3rd and 9 almost on every third down. Can they be better stopping the run or being able to run the football on first and second down this week against Northwestern and moving forward, because they have not had success in those areas and they've set themselves behind the change, and you especially can't do that in this conference on the road.
And I'll tell you this too, and I did want to point this out. You guys talked about it on the broadcast quite a bit. Damon kept pointing it out. The wide receivers weren't winning their one-on-one battles off the line of scrimmage either, getting themselves open.
Yeah, there was not a lot of winning at all that took place. And, for Barney to have 1 catch for 1 yard, that's pretty eye-popping. I think Nyziah Hunter, he dropped a possible touchdown down the sideline. You forget that. It was a ball that was in his hand streaking down the sideline. He dropped that. Dane Key, his second game this year without a catch. Those are your 3 big guys. If you look at the box score and you see a total of 6 catches, 5 of them or 4 of them, I believe, from Hunter, you got to be better than that.
All right. Up next, the next clip we want to play for you from Coach Rhule's press conference. He was asked about the lack of balance between the run and pass game.
I don't know what to say to you guys other than it wasn't good enough. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off at the coaches. I'm pissed off at myself. I'm mad. So, yeah, I don't know how to say it any other way other than that. To be quite honest with you, Emmett ran the ball hard. They blitzed us. We never made them pay. We got in some big sets a couple times. We ran by. We have the ball in the red zone twice in the first half. You got to score 2 touchdowns. It's a pretty simple game to me. Run the ball, stop the run, protect your quarterback, affect their quarterback. Don't beat yourself with penalties. We get down the red zone. We dive on a guy's head. We get a targeting call. We have them up to 4th and 3. We get a defensive holding. You can't beat yourself with penalties. We haven't taken the ball away on defense in 2 weeks. Those things all fall on me. I'm the head coach, and so I don't mean to minimize it. I don't know how to answer it with you. You're exactly right. Everything that you guys are going to bring up, you guys are right about. To be quite honest, I'm bringing the same things up. You can't give up 9 sacks. You got to run the football. You got to convert third downs. I think we were 1 for 5 on third down in the first half, right? And if they're going to blitz you, then you have to get the ball. But they also sacked us in a 3-man rush. They all, so it's not any one thing. It was just bad football.
Yeah, I think that was probably the toughest part when it comes to the sacks. Is there were 1 or 2 on 3 or 4-man rushes without blitz, which is pretty hard to take when it's a basic front and they're not sending any extra numbers your way and they're still getting after Dylan. There's a couple plays in the game, even with pressure, and Coach Rhule sort of tacked them on, saying, well, those are situations where it could have been a sack. The lefty throw that Dylan had, and the throw where he's horizontal to the ground and he flips it to Nyziah Hunter for a first down in the red area. Those are 2 remarkable plays from Dylan Raiola, or else you're looking at 11 sacks in the game. Everything has to be better. Luckily, this is early in the season. You're sitting at 5-2. You have back-to-back home games. How can you take advantage of this environment? Do you have an attitude adjustment? And we'll see, because now you're heading into the back half of the season and you still have a lot to play for.
All right, we'll talk some more Northwestern here, what Coach had to say about Northwestern on the other side of this break, but did want to get to a couple of texts that have rolled in the meantime. Ken texted in, said Jerry DiNardo on the Big Ten Network has had the Huskers right all year, said when you're a pass-first team, you don't get enough work in running the football or defending it, and Huskers will have trouble the rest of the year. Said it won't change. I think the weather has been good, so it could have been worse. I disagree with that. I mean, I think we've seen that they have worked on running the football with Emmett Johnson.
Yeah, I think at times they've had, I think you should have seen, I think Coach Rhule echoes, he said it if you parse through the words, that there should have been more Emmett, I think, touching the ball. I thought coming into this game, we'd see maybe 30 touches for Emmett in the pass game and the run game. It just wasn't necessarily there. So Emmett in this game had 14 carries and 5 catches, so 19 total touches. I think you probably want to see more, but they've had success at times running the ball.
Goose from Beamer, Nebraska said need to run the ball in the Big Ten, need a mobile quarterback. Maybe DR isn't the best quarterback option for us. I'm kind of over that sentiment. I mean, Dylan's performed very well. It's been a lot of other issues besides Dylan not being mobile.
Yeah, I think when football teams struggle, it's easy, low-hanging fruit to say head coach, quarterback. That's where our eyes go. That's where our attention goes. That's where the headlines go. So it's easy to say. Now, I'll say this. Dylan knows he has to improve. There's a bunch of areas that Dylan has to improve, has to get the ball out, has to have a better feel in the pocket to step up at times. But when you think of the biggest issues of this football team, Dylan's not at the top of that list.
Another text rolled in. I think we were lied to about how good our offensive line is. The evidence are the sacks. He didn't put his name to that.
I just think there was a level of confidence from those guys. I mean, they said they were going to win the Joe Moore Award and all those things. What do you expect them to say, right? Justin Evans, Rocco Spindler. I think those guys, Lutowski, I think that three's had a good year.
And they've rotated so much, which is hard to do and develop that chemistry, that unit. They rotated tackles the first game. They've switched Gunner around, Elijah Pritchett, and so you felt like at Maryland they had answered some of those questions.
Yeah, and I think you have to be willing to take all the criticism that comes your way when you're on this. When you lose games and you don't score a touchdown for the first time in 3 seasons, and let's call it what it was. You got punked at the line of scrimmage. Everybody would say that. The players would tell you that. The coaches would tell you that. You got to take the criticism. So it's not like anything they're saying for the most part is wrong. But do I think the ceiling is much better than what we saw? Of course it is. So let's see that.
All right, let's go ahead and get to a break. Got a couple more clips from Coach Rhule we want to play for you as we preview Northwestern as we try to close the chapter on this one. I know it'll be a lot of talk throughout this entire week, but got a big one coming up on Saturday against Northwestern. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with a home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Again, appreciate the phone calls and the texts coming in. Keep them coming, 402-413-2400 if you want to be a part of the show here on Sports Nightly.
Adventure has its own style. It's made of tall trees, unpaved trails, and at the center, the most capable Subaru Forester yet, the 2025 Subaru Forester Wilderness. It comes with 9.2 inches of ground clearance paired with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and advanced dual-function X-Mode. Discover adventure on a deeper level. The 2025 Subaru Forester Wilderness. Visit Dutos Subaru, located at 2750 Jamie Lane in Lincoln, and online at dutossubaru.com. Dutos Subaru, driven by you.
Hey Huskers, what would you do with up to $75K to upgrade your irrigation game? Automate that tough corner of your farm, add remote monitoring, or finally swap out that old pivot? Valley Irrigation just kicked off a bold $100,000 grant backing growers with real plays. 2 big awards, 1 chance to turn your irrigation challenge into a game-winning drive. See the playbook at valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. Just log in and grab an instant $50 Valley Parts or Service voucher. Here's the snap, valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 8th and October 31st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 28th in Lincoln, plus a pregame tailgate experience. Don't miss your shot to be a part of the action. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Fall City or Osceola Implement to enter. It's easy, it's free, and you could be cheering on the Huskers in person this season. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit Sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
For almost 50 years, Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont has been more than just a dealership. We're a family dedicated to serving yours. Shop Nebraska's #1 volume Buick GMC dealer for the new car, truck, or SUV to fit your needs. We're also your GMC Business Elite dealer for commercial vehicles. Visit us at SidDillonBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
You are what drives us. Sid Dillon.
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and $0 down.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Welcome back to Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. A couple more texts to get to here. Let's see. Bartman texts in and says, offensive tackles have to play better. PJ Fleck is a good coach, 7-1 against Nebraska, I believe.
Yes, and that is the 6th straight win for the Gophers over the Huskers. He's 7-1. That was his 7th AP Top 25 win. That's a Minnesota head coaching record. You know, give some credit to to Minnesota, right? You know, they'd had their issues. They have a young quarterback, and they found a way to get the run game going. I know we want to talk a lot about it from Nebraska's perspective, and rightfully so. This is the Huskers Radio Network. But Minnesota played a really good football game, and probably one of the best games they'll play all year.
Mark said they lost to Minnesota 5 straight times, coming in 6 now, and they beat you the same way every time. Shouldn't take much to get you motivated, knowing that Northwestern is another team that seems to find ways to give us trouble. Hopefully they have their heads screwed on straight this week and take care of business. And again, that's coming in from Mark. Appreciate the text, Mark.
Yeah, so you can sense a similar sentiment to all the text messages. Yeah, look, nobody's happy. Coach, you could just sense it. I know on the TV show today, Jess, seemed like he was down, not the usual energy. And I think they're getting ready to get after it on the practice field. I think you're going to see an energy that you haven't seen all year.
Todd in Lincoln asks, and this seems to be, again, another kind of ongoing theme, so I just want to address it and say that, hey, we're going to address the texts that roll in. So Todd in Lincoln says, when will someone ask Coach Rhule about getting Latif some reps? Dillon continues to show lack of mobility, ability to step up in the pocket, run with the football. He's a great thrower when he has time, but other than that, he's a very average quarterback.
Every quarterback is average when you get sacked 9 times. Again, some of it could be on Dillon, holding on to the ball for north of 3 seconds, and you should have the ball out within 3 seconds. But 99.9% of quarterbacks are going to be ineffective when they are pressured consistently.
All right, so let's talk about Northwestern, as Mark just alluded to. Coach Rhule was asked about what jumps out on film to Coach Rhule about Northwestern.
Yeah, I've watched everything on them. They're really physical. They play really, really hard. They run the football at a really high level. They lost the first game of the year, and then they lost to Oregon, and then since then they're on a tear. And they shut out. How hard it is to shut people out in college football? And they shut out Purdue last week. Coach Braun's done a great job since getting there. They play really, really sound defense. They've got a great pass rush. They're physical up front. Like I said, they're averaging, I think, 190 yards a game. They're 6th in the Big Ten in rushing. They got a wideout 17 who no one can cover. He gets most of their targets. They don't beat themselves. So it's a repeat of the type of team we played last week. You know what I mean? So we'll find out about ourselves this week.
You can't run from that type of opponent, the one that's giving you issues, the one that can run the ball, the one that could stop the run. Defensively, they've played really well. The stretches in the game against Oregon, they played them tough, but they've beaten now UCLA. They won that, of course, the game that got James Franklin fired at Penn State, and shutting out Purdue 19-0. And they watched some of that game. They dominated that game, and they have a quarterback that has had some success at a previous stop at SMU in Preston Stone, and he's susceptible to turning the ball over in his career, especially this year. He already has 7 interceptions. So I think the last 2 games, the Black Shirts have not had a takeaway. So this would be an opportunity to get a takeaway this week and set the tone on defense against this group. They're going to want to run the ball. They had an injury to their top back, but they rely on 2 guys that they'll hand the football to, and Griffin Wilde, who's a successful FCS All-American wideout. He will see most of the targets, so got to blanket him.
All right, this was an interesting question and a response from Coach Rhule. He was asked how great teams balance earned entitlement and then also that chip on the shoulder.
So, Mitch, I work for Tom Coughlin, and he would always say, humble enough to prepare, confident enough to perform. And, then you listen to Coach Saban. He always talks about, something like workhorses or show ponies, right? Like you have to work and work and work and work as if you have no chance to win the game, and then you have to play as if you have no chance to lose the game. But you can't, so we worked, but you can't expect it to be easy. You just have to believe that, hey, if I play as hard as I can for 60 minutes, then good things will happen. Part of that, though, in my opinion, is when you get punched in the face, you either cower back or you come out swinging. And I'm not saying we cowered back, but we certainly didn't swing. And you start seeing lots of guys walk off the field like something's happening to them. No, it's not happening to you. You're not playing good enough, and so go play better. I'm not coaching good enough. So, I didn't throw a fit. I didn't yell at them after the game. I didn't do all that because I own the fact that I didn't coach good enough. But you know what? I'm going to coach good enough. I'm making it very clear, I think, right now to our team and to our coaches what's expected this coming Saturday. And if Northwestern is just way better than us, then so be it, right? So be it. But if fans spend their money this week to show up and watch a team diving on the ground to make tackles and guys getting pushed back into the quarterback and just then I'd boo us. So we better show up. Help me say that. We will show up, okay? How about that? We will show up. I showed our team the last play of the game, Roman Mangini, walk on punt return. He blocks for like 9 seconds, running all over the field to block people. I'm like, I went that for 60 minutes.
I love that example at the end. Sometimes you think of all the high-priced NIL guys, and sometimes you look to the walk-on for the inspiration. And Roman Mangini on punt return, and he had the great punt return late in the game, Ja'Cory Barney, and special teams was good. Say that. Kyle Cunanan and Archie Wilson, at least they were good. But you could just sense the frustration, and I think there was almost a guarantee in there that you're not going to see the same sort of effort and energy level this week at home. And if you do, you have the invitation to boo from Coach Rhule.
Hey, and hope's not a word hope is a word that Mike Eckler has challenged people not to use. We don't use hope.
I told Coach Eckler last week, if you weren't with us on Sports Nightly, he asked me how I'm doing, and I said I'm good, and he said good's the language of the average. So that was our first interaction before our show. So I no longer say I'm good, and I'm learning from Coach Eckler to
I've thought about that too. I've started to say great. How are you? I'm great. I'm great. All right, Mike from Wyoming, do we know when or if Rocco Spindler will be back? So Coach Rhule addressed that today. He had surgery on Sunday, and he's cleared to play, but it's just going to be a matter of pain tolerance, which another kind of similar situation was with Vincent Shavers, who was, unfortunately, he had the cast on. He came out, was on the sideline trying to go, and he was practicing up against guys where he would push his hand up against, the chest pad, the shoulder pads, and just couldn't go. And I think that was a big loss for this team, just having his energy and his effort out there. I mean, he's everywhere. But so we'll see with Rocco how the week progresses. But Rocco's a competitor. My first indication, just seeing what he's like on the sideline, is I think he will do everything he possibly can to be out there on Saturday.
It's going to be tough to block. You got to use your hands. So it's a pain tolerance deal. If the pain is enough where he can get his way through the game, then he's going to play. For Shavers, it wasn't a doable thing this past week. So hopefully they get Shavers back this week, and we'll see if Spindler's going to be ready to go. If not, do you bump in one of the other guys that plays tackle to move him to guard? Do you give Tyler Canuck the start? We'll see how it shakes out if Rocco can't play.
All right. Again, appreciate those texts coming in, 402-413-2400. Got to get to a break. We're back to wrap up hour number 1 next.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 8th and October 31st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 28th in Lincoln, plus a pregame tailgate experience. Don't miss your shot to be a part of the action. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Fall City or Osceola Implement to enter. It's easy, it's free, and you could be cheering on the Huskers in person this season. Go Big Red. Set. Hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields. With the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorce seed-less corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with Power Core-less corn. And other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
A little more slack.
Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $3,250 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and 0 down.
Welcome back. Final segment here of hour number 1. Been a fast first hour. Appreciate all the interaction from all the texts. We love hearing from you guys. Trying to get to a couple more texts before.
Just first, we can get into the text messages because we got a whole nother hour of this, this craziness. But now's the time because today's a very special day.
Is it?
Today's a very
special
We've been
day?
waiting till the end of the hour. And enough's enough. The offensive line, TJ Lateef, we can wait. Camden, can you come on microphone, please?
Oh, boy.
Okay.
What do you guys have cooked up here?
1.
Oh, boy.
Happy birthday to you. Hold on. Happy birthday to you.
Cha-cha-cha.
Happy birthday, dear Jessica. Happy birthday to you. This is going way too fast. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jessica.
Oh, boy.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you. Look at that. For the people looking on the YouTube chat. What kind of dessert is this? A cookie cake?
Cut the band.
Thank you. Is this a cookie cake?
That's a cookie cake that has a football for those listening on the radio. Scarlet and literal cream.
I love it. We'll have to break into this during the break here. Thank you, guys.
And as your reward, you get to host Sports Nightly for 2 hours tonight.
Thank you. You had to interrupt me to get it in. I will not be drafting you in a karaoke challenge.
No, it wasn't great. Now, I did sing choir in high school. That was like a half effort singing. Shout out to Shane in the chat, by the way.
Yeah,
Got
sent some high
you
chews.
a mass amount. So he reached out to me on Instagram, told me he was going to send those for your birthday. So he actually sent them to me last week. I had them hidden in my office, ready to go, and presented to you this morning when I walked in. So
well, thank you guys. Thank you, Camden.
A lot of love from the chat and from the studio. Jessica Coody.
You got me some
great.
bubblers.
Got you some bubblers for your birthday.
Bubblers, cookie cakes, high chews. What else could he ask for?
What are you wishing for your birthday tonight? Are you having a slice of cake? Perhaps cookie cake?
Yeah, in the break, I'll definitely bust into
Does
this.
Sunny have a birthday hat on?
No,
today?
I've told her like she needs to go to the program and help me celebrate my birthday. I thought about bringing her up here to be a part of the show, but
Okay.
You never know what kind of attitude she's going to have any given day. But
ladies and gentlemen on social media, on the chat, give the offensive line criticism a rest for about 5 minutes and wish the great Jessica Coody a happy birthday.
Oh, thank you guys. Shane in the chat said Kyle impersonating Frank Sinatra.
Hey.
Spot on.
Happy birthday to you.
But no, thank you guys all in the chat. Thanks to Shane for the high chews. I've shared them. I've shared the first bag. I know the volleyball staff will be happy that we have a fresh bag of high chews in for them as we talk volleyball here the next couple of days. But all right, that's going to take us to the end of first hour. We got a whole nother hour coming up. Keep it here on Sports Nightly.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
A little more slack.
Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $3,250 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and 0 down.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Good evening. I'm Duke Root, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. Nebraska junior middle blocker Andy Jackson was named Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week today. Jackson was dominant in Nebraska's 3-0 wins at Michigan State and Michigan over the weekend. She totaled 10 blocks for an average of 1.67 per set, and 3 of her blocks were solo blocks. The Big Ten announced this afternoon that Nebraska's blackout game against USC on Saturday, November 1st will kick off at 6:30 p.m. and will be televised on NBC. The matchup with USC will be Nebraska's first appearance on NBC this season. Tonight is Game 7 of the ALCS as the Toronto Blue Jays host the Seattle Mariners with a trip to the World Series on the line. The winner of this game will go on to face the Los Angeles Dodgers in the World Series, which will begin on Friday. There are 2 Monday Night Football games on tonight as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers currently trail the Detroit Lions 7-0, and the Seattle Seahawks host the Houston Texans at 9 o'clock tonight. Our sports ticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the retirement compass. Visit stonebridgeiwm.com. Coming up next is Hour 2 of Sports Nightly right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Rhule out of the gun, snap, turn, play fake, zips one left, leaping, one-handed catch, tumbling in the end zone, Dane Key, touchdown, Huskers! Oh, that was a cold-blooded drive. Washington out of the gun, Fleming in motion right to left. Snap to Washington, game on the line, back to pass, looks over the middle, throws it behind Fleming, incomplete. Nebraska stands tall, and they're gonna win it. Turnover on downs.
Oregon serves. She's already got an ace. This time they pass her. Middle back swing. Kenna Willard blocked. Who else? Rebecca Alec. Nebraska gets block number 5. And the Huskers up 24-16, set 2.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome back. I'm about to hit a sugar high.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you guys, and thank you, Camden, for the cookies.
Thank me for singing.
That cookie is bomb.
It's good. You had a slice of it during the break. Also, Camden brought in a couple sleeves of cookies that will last probably one day once the rest of the crew comes in here.
I guess I'll share. I'm taking the peanut butter cookies home, but
yes, you should.
The rest, everybody else can absolutely.
I think there's an M&M cookies in there.
Yes.
Credit to Camden.
There's oatmeal raisin cookies. If those last till Saturday, we can save them for Damon.
Big oatmeal raisin guy. They have cookies, so that's the halftime snack in the press box at football games. It's cookies.
You like oatmeal raisin, right? You're indifferent.
I tolerate it because I try to trick myself it's semi-healthy.
Yeah, right.
But if it's chocolate chip, usually chocolate chip is up there.
That was always the big debate because Damon and Greg were team oatmeal raisin. I hate oatmeal raisin.
I don't hate it, but it's like if I have an option, I'm not going to pick that.
I despise it. So
I'm not on that side.
You know what? I don't mind like raisin stuff, but I do not like raisins in my cookies.
Yeah, it's just not your first. I prefer a chocolate chip.
I put raisins in my salad.
Yeah.
And cranberries.
By the way.
What are craisins?
Craisins.
Yeah.
You missed out on a fantastic dinner on Thursday night. You were sick.
Mm-hmm.
We got to Minnesota. Jess was very under the weather, so she went. After we eventually got our keys, she was up in the room and sleeping, went to J.D. Hoyt's. That was Greg's favorite place in Minnesota. That was Greg's favorite road trip. And shout out to the Gophers media staff. They left a picture of Greg and a media pass with Greg's name on it as well in his honor.
Oh, that
really
was
cool.
amazing. Yeah, we walked in and to see a photo and then that press pass, really, really special and just first class by Minnesota. We saw a couple of those last year, but that was the first one, which we haven't really been on many road trips this year, but really, really special and huge. Shout out to the Paul with the Minnesota Sports Information Team for doing that. I chatted with him, and he said Greg was the best, and that was one of Greg's favorite road booths, and I think you saw why.
Yeah, it was a first-class setup, and so we went to Greg's favorite restaurant, J.D. Hoyt's, on Thursday night. Ben has been there probably like 6 times between football and baseball.
Yeah.
So the waitress we got was the waitress he had the last time he was there. So they were reminiscing because the waitress remembered Ben and Ben remembered her. And so they were talking. And then we had Husker fans that were sitting next to us in the restaurant, and they bought us a round of drinks too, because I think they recognized Damon, and then the rest of eventually they realized who we were and what we did. But so that was cool. It was a chop house. So their thing is the pork chop. So I had a nice big pork chop and a nice big piece of chicken. And then we got all these sides, mashed potatoes and mac and cheese. And Damon loved his dinner. When he swung and missed in Maryland the week before, he hit it out of the park this time.
He's batting about 500, which is still pretty
impressive. And he's the food
impressive.
guy. He's the one who says, I know what I want, but he overthinks his selection. This time he didn't overthink it. He went with the filet mignon. I think he got some scallops too. And he almost wept. He loved his meal.
Hey, text rolling in. Raisins and cinnamon rolls is the bomb.
I would do that. I'm a big raisins guy. I do the overnight oats, as we know, at the training table. That's my favorite thing. I think I might throw some raisins in there just in honor of this conversation.
Okay, Dennis says, happy birthday. Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate that. He said, and many more, what would you and Kyle say about last Friday night game is to put behind and start a whole new week? Yeah, I would love to do that. But I know it's part of it. We've got to
talk about
address what happened. There were some issues. I mean, it's part of this gig. And we are ready for North. I think we're also really ready. I was telling somebody today, it seems like these weeks have gone by really, really fast. And I want them to slow down a little bit. But this week, I'd be okay with going fast because I'm ready for this team to get back out there because I don't think that was the norm. I know a lot of texts are rolling in thinking that, doom and gloom. But I think this team is better than that. I think they have better leaders than that. And I heard it, the conviction in Sierra Wright when I was talking to him in the locker room show. You know, some of those guys, like, someone also said, are they complacent and not wanting to win? Are they okay with not winning? No, this is a competitive group. And that's what I think was so shocking and frustrating for me watching it on the sideline and as well as the coaching staff, as we heard Coach Rhule talk about, is that this is not this team. And so it's like, what? I wanted to shake them. Like, what are you doing? This is not you, you know? And so I am ready for them to get back out there, and I cannot wait to see how they come out on Saturday because I do think it's going to be light of fire under them. I really do. I really do believe that.
You get a unique opportunity in your job to talk to them right after games, and if you listen to the locker room show, you could sense how angry the players were.
They were ticked off.
They were fired up,
so
but
mad.
that's what you need.
I have interviewed times when it wasn't like that. It was just like, maybe just here we go again, frustration. But like that was a different level of angry, like a different kind of angry that I had experienced.
Glass half full. You have the opportunity at home with back-to-back home games coming up to head into a night game at USC on NBC at 6-2. If you win this weekend, hopefully you play well, but you have a lot of things out in front of you. The dream of college football playoff, all that narrows now with a loss at Minnesota and sitting at 5-2. But with the win this weekend, you play well. You have the opportunity to be sitting at 6-2 with the home game coming up with a lot of eyeballs around the country getting set to watch with a big brand and USC coming to town. So there's still a lot to look forward to. And I know we like to harbor in the negative, and I get it. It was not fun, but you have the opportunity to have some better moments ahead here. A lot of season left.
Absolutely. Mark texted back in and said, happy birthday, Jessica. You and Kyle do a great job with Sports Nightly. Thank you, Mark.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't know you want me to respect. Yes, thank you, Mark.
He said you too. You and Kyle. Kyle, you were involved in that.
Did Mark want me to sing some more too? Because I'm ready to sing more.
Let's see. What did I miss? Some texts. There's been a bunch roll in.
There's a lot of texts today.
I know.
Nobody likes to call. Everyone's got texting fingers. That you can pick up the phone, talk to us. We're humans.
I know. And they're coming in so fast that they're not showing up on the screen. So I'm trying to pull them up on the app. So we'll try to get to some of these. This has been a couple of things that have rolled in here, and so I'm trying to address a couple of these with a couple of these texts. So I appreciate these coming in. But hate to bring up the gossip, but thoughts maybe of the Penn State talk a factor? I don't think so at all. I don't think that was part of the issue by any means. From my opinion, from what I saw, I don't think, as much as maybe people want to use that as an excuse, say that played into it, I do not think whatsoever that played into the performance on Friday.
No, and we don't know for a fact if it's the case or not, but we know that Coach Rhule is very candid to this team. I think he was very candid specifically in his conversation with Pat McAfee last week, that he said this is the place that he wants to be. And I think he, in a way, set the record straight on some of those rumors. So for me, I don't think it was a distraction if you trust what Coach Rhule said, that he was very candid with his team and told them what the deal was.
Okay, so again, appreciate the text, 402-413-2400 on our Woodhouse Sports Nightly hotline. Appreciate those. When we get to the break, I'll read through and make sure I've caught up and addressed all the ones.
Has anybody texted about my singing?
No. I just saw a couple of comments on the chat that you sound like Frank Sinatra.
Thank
apparently.
you. Probably better.
Maybe that could be your next. When you retire from broadcasting, you can be like...
Some people want me to retire now, so maybe I should just start singing now. I could do karaoke. Get me at the local bar.
That would be like a go on tour as an impersonator of Frank Sinatra.
You think I could sell out PBA as a Frank Sinatra?
Maybe.
Would you be there? Would you show up?
Okay. I'd show up. I'd get front row passes.
I think you, Damon, Ben, Camden, Josh is a maybe. Russ is a maybe. I think Ben's a big maybe on that. I think I could sell out.
Maybe.
No, David would be there. Damon's a ride or die guy.
Oh, funny. Okay, I'll get more to the text when we get to a break, but did want to go back to men's basketball. What'd you think of PBA?
Awesome. Great environment. I've been in there a couple times for volleyball opening weekend. The showcase that they had in there is pretty cool, but I can't wait for some of the big games to roll through, whether it's in the Big Ten or in the non-conference, to see that place really fill up. And it was loud for an exhibition game. I know you called the game on television, and sometimes you can get swept up in calling the game and you don't necessarily take the time to look around, but I had the opportunity just sitting behind one of the baskets, and it was a really good game, right?
Yeah.
It came down to the final possession, and hit 16 or so threes as a team, and BYU was knocking them down. I think they had 10 threes as well. So there was just it was a lot of elementary defensive looks that you got on both sides, but yeah, the rare opportunity to watch somebody who's going to play in the NBA for years to come as a #1 draft pick, I think that was really cool. And the return of Rick Mast, like all that stuff was, and the energy was great.
Yeah, Andy Markowski, we were joking afterwards that, man, the crowd really wanted that one. They were, on that last possession, they got loud. And but, he had mentioned this, and he's been around and followed the program, been a part of the program. And he said, other than Kevin Durant, probably the highest touted recruit that has been in these parts to play against Nebraska.
I would imagine. And that's why, it brought out a lot of fans.
A lot of scouts were there, too. I think 12 NBA scouts were there.
Yeah. And I think that'll follow him around. His NIL deal is like $7 or so million. BYU's got some money.
And Ring Bass made a case for himself.
Yeah. And I think that's what's good, too. That's the sort of the fallout. Fallout's not the right word, but you have all those NBA scouts there, and you put on that performance if you're ranked. Like, that's cool, too. That helps his case when he's thinking about the next level, because you have all those eyes on you.
It was quite the duel, that's for sure. You nailed it, 16 to 34 from three-point, 47% as a team. This team is going to shoot the ball better. There's no doubt about it. They brought in some shooters, some guys that needed a rink mass to space the floor a little bit. I think are going to benefit off of that. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a fun group. I think they're going to put up a lot of points. We'll see how they continue to develop on the defensive end, but they're going to score a lot of points. And what I also liked, and I know Coach Hoiberg will be really, really pleased about this, 24 assists on 32 made field goals. They shared the ball really well as well, and that's another element that Rink Mass can do. Yeah, we can point to the 7 threes, but he just has the ability to find people in the spots and get them really great looks. So, I mean, he does so much, and I like the pieces that they brought in. I think Kendall Blue's going to continue to come on and be a big piece, a veteran guard. Jamarcus has played really well off of Rink, and, he didn't hit a 3, but he will make threes from the outside. The lanes opened up. Price Sanford is going to be really a great addition. We didn't even see Oogie. He was hurt, and I think he's going to be a big piece. So there's a lot of great pieces. We'll see. It was just an exhibition game. A lot more to play, a lot more to go. But I think you saw that this team's going to be able to light up the scoreboard. That's for sure.
And I know Nebraska lost on the gridiron to Minnesota, but they got a commitment from one of the in-state guys and top recruits in Minnesota recently. So I think it was either today. I think it might have been today was the official announcement. So heating up on the recruiting trail as well is Coach Hoiberg and stacking the roster for years to come.
Look, that atmosphere is a big part. I mean, when you hear players that have come in for the transfer portal, like Connor Sejan played in PBA as an opponent. I mean, these women's basketball players, a couple of those have also come here and played here, and it stuck with them. And they had some big-time recruits in here over the weekend. And for an exhibition contest, for that kind of crowd, you just don't always get that. And so I think that's a huge selling point and will continue to be for these basketball programs, what PBA is when it's rocking.
How was the court up close and personal?
I like
Herbie?
it. You didn't even comment on my Herbie sweatshirt, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that till now. Herbie, I love it. So did you just get
Kyle
that?
is obsessed with Herbie.
And
obsessed.
Guess how much Herbie gear I have? This is me holding up a 0 to the camera. I have to get some Herbie gear. Did you buy that because you heard me say I liked Herbie?
No, I like it too. I like red.
You don't like Herbie as much as I do, though.
Hey, I'm getting my red out this week because it's blackout week next week.
It's all black.
All black.
This will be worn every day.
Every day. You just got to wash it every night when you go home.
I don't wash it, no. Absolutely not. I'm just going to stink up the studio.
Oh, great. Black all day, every day next week.
Yes.
Camden, you're re-wearing that every day, too.
Yes. It's going to be I love the fact it was not a given that USC was going to be a night game.
6:30. We haven't even talked about that yet. 6:30 night game.
That was announced today because, and then it was the late announcement to Northwestern being the 11 a.m. game. So you have a long day to tailgate, an opportunity for a conference home night game. You think of the two brands, NBC, everybody's going to wear black. All black uniforms.
You gonna run through that wall right now?
Me and Coach Eckler are like on the same wavelength.
You're just
right
keep getting more and more amped
I'm just
about it.
thinking about it right now. It's just like
no, it's
cool.
awesome. Look, I can't tell you how many times I've been asked about it from people outside. Just hey, you think it's going to be a night game? You think it's going to be a night game? And it is. We kind of speculated it would be. Was a little bit worried after the loss, both losses for both teams on this weekend, but it's still going to be a big game. And as Lincoln Riley said in his post-game press conference, we lost to Notre Dame, but we put ourselves in a position to still be in a position to be in that college football playoff conversation. And so they're going to come in here ready to fight and win this game because they are still very much all their goals are still on the table.
Yeah, Notre Dame, that was an elimination game for them. Had they lost that game at home, they would have been out. But USC still has the opportunity if they probably have to run the table here to go to a college football playoff. They have, and we've seen two different USCs. We don't know what team, I think very similar to Nebraska, we don't know what team's going to be walking through those gates to Memorial Stadium in next week. So who knows? That's a very good football team, though. We saw what they did to Michigan, but we also saw some of the struggles they've had this year. So what team we see, who the heck knows? They got a really good quarterback on that side, so that's a really good offensive team, and they got a really good defense as well.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. All right, got to get to a break. Coming up next, we're going to play a portion of this week's Cornhusker conversation with Nyziah Hunter. Had a chance to chat with him leading into last week's game, so we'll play a clip of that for you here coming up next here on Sports Nightly.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Step into elevated luxury at Woodhouse Lincoln. Right now, lease the 2025 Lincoln Nautilus Premier All-Wheel Drive for $599 a month for 39 months and 10,500 miles per year. Browse our inventory in-store or online at woodhouselincoln.com. Woodhouse Lincoln, the Omaha Metro's exclusive Lincoln dealer with approved credit, tax, title, license extra, security deposit waive, $4,897 down plus first payment, and $299 doc fee due at signing. Stock number L250240. Vehicle is a retired courtesy loaner. Offer expires October 31st, 2025. See dealer for details.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Since 1975, Woodhouse has proudly served our customers and communities. From one dealership to over 21 dealerships across Nebraska and Iowa, our promise remains the same. A wide selection of vehicles, trusted service, and financing that fits your life. We believe in honest people, fair prices, and relationships built to last. Because it's not just about the road ahead, it's about traveling it together. Start your journey at woodhouse.com.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field.
So it's because your birthday, you can just cough into the mic?
Well, I'm sorry. I still am battling a little bit of I feel fine. This has been weird kind of sickness for me because I felt it coming on a week ago, and I started just like downing basically vitamin C.
TikTok remedies,
elderberry, TikTok remedies.
What was the second one? Elderberry?
Elderberry.
Are those the older of the berries?
You've never heard of elderberry?
No.
Oh, well, anyways, and I felt better, but then after I didn't get much sleep on Friday night to turn around and do the basketball game. And then the changing of the weather, and I feel fine. I just have a scratchy throat, so.
Okay. That's you'll be good. You're tough.
No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the first time ever that it's just been basically like I just have a sore throat, that nothing else. Now, Thursday night when I just called it a night and didn't go to dinner with you guys.
Was that flu-like symptoms?
I was pretty achy and I didn't feel very good.
You were wearing sunglasses on the plane. That tells me that you were feeling it.
I was not feeling very well, but I bounced back the next day. I felt fine during the football game, but then it was like once I woke up and did the whole basketball game, I think the adrenaline wore off, and then I felt.
Did you take a big nap on Saturday?
No, but I went to bed early.
Okay.
Sunny and I went to the dog bar, off-leash dog bar, because
that's Sunny's spot. Sunny gets behind the bar, right?
Sunny owns the place. She's got part ownership in it now.
When can we get Sunny back in studio?
I thought about it tonight for my birthday, but
I like perhaps third mic. I'd prefer if Sunny would co-host.
Oh, yeah, she'd probably like to do that. Honey and something hot to drink. I have gargled hot salt water and I have done hot tea. So I need to do some honey, though. That's for sure. Honey's like a world cure. It's another voodoo stuff that you can do.
Honey's not quite that voodoo. Honey's just honey. But some of the stuff that you look up on TikTok is... It's like the stuff they would use back in like Salem during like the witch trials, you know?
Listen, I'll try anything not to be sick in this time of year.
You know what's
the worst time of the year, other than making your debut on the Huskers Radio Network, is November. It's like October and November.
When I got an itchy throat 3 days before the Cincinnati game, I said, "Oh boy," and boy did I got sick. So that's my luck. But we got over it. You got through it. I got through it.
Yeah. I think for me, it's just a changing, because the weather can't make up its mind, you know?
No, it was really windy coming in here today, and it looks like it's going to turn. It's like we're in the 60s, I think, all week. And then I think we're holding on for dear life here with winter just on the other side of the door, getting set to knock that thing in.
Yeah, I think it's close. I think that night game might be a little chilly.
That's all right. I'll take because it's football weather.
Yeah.
USC,
easy for you to say you're in the booth.
Yeah, windows are open though. That's the real tough broadcasters open the windows.
Yeah. Well, the even tougher ones stand on the sideline.
You know what? It's a good point.
All right. Well, let's hear from this week's Cornhusker Conversation presented by Woodhouse. I had a chance to chat with one of the emerging stars for the offense this week. Unfortunately, really not a big day for really anybody on the offense this past week, but Nyziah Hunter's been a big playmaker for this offense. I had a chance to chat with him going into last week's matchup with Minnesota. You are so competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that come from? I mean, you compete in practice, you compete in games.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that fire come from?
Honestly, it comes from the weight room. Like, the type of mindset I have it's a killing mindset. Like, I go into the weight room, like, even on off days, I go in the weight room just to kill my body, just to know I have that type of edge against my opponent. So, like, I just go in the weight room, do swole lifts, and just try to tire my body to, like, make myself give up, knowing that when I go in the game and I'm really tired, I can outwork my opponent because my opponent's tired. Mm-hmm. And really, it's just what I do in the weight room and on the off days. That's where I build my edge from.
Where does that start? Where did that start? Why did you want to start doing that?
Honestly, it came from when we lost to Michigan. Coach Rhule really got on us and just – he didn't like the type of team or type of attitude we had as a team, and it really changed. Like, what he told us, it really changed my attitude towards football. It really made me want to keep playing and keep pushing myself to play football. And honestly, that's what changed my mindset. What type of edge I have.
You know, before that, though, I mean, and Coach Rhule's talked about this. Your teammates have talked about that. Those 50-50 balls, I mean, you are just, there's nobody that's going to come down with that other than you. And so where does that come from? And how did that become such a big part of your game where you're going to outcompete people on the football field?
Yeah, well, my favorite route is a go ball. So, like, anytime I get a go ball, I'm going to win regardless. But if I don't catch it, it's either a flag because the dude's gonna jump on me regardless. But I'm a fast receiver, so I know how to outwork a corner on the go route. So that's just shows what type of offense we have and what type of guys we have. And Dane Key also can do the same thing as well, and Jacory. So we got 2 other guys that can do the same thing I can. So like our receiver core is so good, and I just can't wait to just go to Minnesota and just show what we can do as well.
That being said, you guys are going up against one of the best pass defenses in the country every single day and have been since the spring. How did that help develop you and prepare you for what you're doing right now?
Yeah. Our secondary is phenomenal. Sierra, Andrew, Deshaun, Keys, those guys they're ballers, and it shows what type of defense they are because how we practice is how we play. And if we didn't have Sierra, Andrew, and all of them, like, I think practice it would be way different how our outcome of the games was because we compete against each other every day, and it just shows like we're a good team, and just it's always the good versus good, and that's what we came here to do and play.
Can you talk to me about the wide receiver room and just the camaraderie that's in there because it could be when you guys. Hey, you want the ball all the time, right? You want to make plays, but you guys are so supportive of one another and celebrate each other almost more than you celebrate yourself, And Jacory's that way, Dane's that way, you're that way. Why is this wide receiver room wired that way?
Yeah, honestly, we're just close. Every day we get closer and closer. 2 days ago, we actually had a barbecue at one of our receivers' house, Keelan and Quinn's, and Dane Key was actually our chef. So the older guy, we call him Unc, but he's over there grilling burgers and hot dogs, and it was just a good time. We were around each other for a couple of hours, and we just be around each other a lot. And just the tighter we are, the better we are. And then that's what type of room you need. Just everybody needs to be close. And yeah, our room's pretty good. We just hang around each other a lot and just bond with each other a lot. And our lockers are close to each other too, so we just talk about everything with each other.
How would you evaluate Dane's chef skills?
Oh, yeah, Dane, he cooked some good burgers. On the down part, we had hot dogs, but we didn't have sauce, though. So we had plain hot dogs, but he made it good. He made them good.
You eat his food again.
Yeah.
That's good to know about Dane.
Yeah, we're planning to do it again after we get this win.
So Dane's back on the grill? Mm-hmm. Do you guys do you bring the side dishes or anything?
No. We just go to Hy-Vee and just get a lot of snacks and goods and we just chill around each other.
And let Dane do all the work.
Yeah.
So where did football start for you?
Yeah, football started when I was 6 years old, Salinas, California. I played running back when I was little as well too, but receiver wasn't my thing. I didn't really get into receiver when I was little because I couldn't really catch the ball. I was just so used to getting the ball and just running straight. And when I got into high school, that's when I really took over receiver. It was after COVID year when I took over receiver. I started playing 7-on and just trying to learn the position, honestly. And then my senior year, that's when I really took over and started balling out as a receiver. Then I also ran track as well. And then that just boosted my popularity as a receiver and just showing how fast I was because I was running really fast times. I think I ran a 10.62 in the 100-meter in the state competition. So yeah, that just shows what type of athlete I am, and just that's really my high school career.
Have you always been a speedster?
Yes, I've always been a speedster. I'm the type to always call out someone that proves I'm faster than you. Like that's how competitive I am. That's how I always was with my brother too. We always were so competitive, just showing like who's the better athlete. So I was always fast when I was younger.
So I was going to ask you about your brother. What role has he played in all of this that we're talking about? Your competitiveness, your toughness. Having an older brother, what role did he play in who the player and athlete you became?
Yeah, honestly, I always looked up to my brother. Like, he's always just painted a picture as when I was younger and just what he did as an athlete. And he actually ran track at Alaska Anchorage, and it just showed me that just to never give up in football, because he went to JUCO. He didn't get no offers in high school because he was a running back and a corner, but he was like an athlete like me. He was a good athlete. So like he didn't get no offers coming out of high school. So when he went to college, he went to JUCO, and then he just stuck with track because he felt out of the love for football. So he just went to track. And then he took over in track. He got a couple of good schools like San Jose State, and then he got offered from Alaska Anchorage, where he lives out currently right now in Alaska. So like it just I always looked up to my brother when I was little, and I just love my brother.
Fun chatting with Nyziah Hunter. I mean, you guys have talked a lot about it on the broadcast, but just a very, very competitive person. He is somebody that you don't like to practice against. He's one of those guys that you really don't like to face in practice, but you love having on your team.
He's had a really good stretch.
Yeah.
Over these last 3 or so games, just got over 1,000 career receiving yards, and probably say he's been their best receiver this year, most consistent receiver, especially in Big Ten play. So he's made a big difference, and hopefully he can make a big difference this Saturday.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I think the wide receivers will be the first to tell you that they were not good enough. They didn't do their part on Friday. I don't know if anybody did, but they were. I talked to Nyziah after the game, and you know, he's like, "Hey, we didn't do our part." So they're also just as competitive as they are. I think they're in for a big bounce back game, but. I did want to tell the story about, so you heard him talking about the grilling out situation. They go over to Quinn Clark and Keelan Smith's apartment for a cookout, and he's saying that Dane was on the grill, and that's all he kind of said. Then I went and interviewed Dane like 20 minutes after that, and I asked Dane, I was like, hey, I heard you're pretty good on the grill, and he goes, let me tell you what happened. So they're going to have a wide receiver get together, and they called Dane, and they're like, hey, can you go to Hy-Vee and like pick up some hot dog buns or whatever? And then so he calls, he's like, what all do you need? And he goes, I think it was Quinn or Keelan went, well, we need everything. So he ended up having to get everything. And so buys all the ingredients, everything, takes it over to their house. They're like, and he's like, okay, so who's going to cook? And they're like, we don't know. So then he ended up having to grill. And then they get ready to like put it all together. Like, well, where's your ketchup and mustard? And they're like, which I know you're devastated to hear that they don't have ketchup and mustard. But they said, we don't have any of that. And so Dane was like, you got to be kidding me. So he's like, the next time we're not having the cookout at your place.
This was a poorly planned out cookout. Dane's the only one who seemed to have any idea.
Dane's like, we're not doing this again at your place. The next time we have a get together, it won't be at your place. So
I'm all in on the no ketchup, no mustard.
So you literally do a plain and dry hot dog and hamburger?
Plain Jane. I'll do like a cheeseburger, but maybe like a little barbecue sauce.
But no mayonnaise, no.
No. What is this? Enjoy the meat for what it is. We don't need to be throwing all these different condiments.
The only sauce you like is barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce, honey mustard.
Okay, so honey mustard.
Honey mustard, but that's different. Like you're talking about yellow mustard. Like that's the stuff that you.
Do you like ranch?
No.
Do you eat salads?
I do. Caesar. I'm a big Caesar dressing person.
Oh yeah, Caesar.
Raspberry
vinaigrette. Is that it?
Balsamic
so you don't eat
vinaigrette.
salad at the training table?
I haven't yet. No.
Because they don't have.
Because there's so much good protein options.
Yeah, you. I've told you this before.
Today was a good day.
Said this on the air. Your plate sometimes looks like a Thanksgiving buffet dinner.
It is, and today was good. Shout out, Trent.
Hey, you got your oatmeal.
So here's
your oatmeal is my ice cream.
It's the overnight oats. Yes, it's fantastic. I saw Allie Check, our friend, volleyball star, intern here, and works with us, helps us out. She saw me with my plate, and she saw the smile on my face as I was at the buffet line. She's like, you really like it here. Like, yeah, Allie, I do. You see this smile?
It was funny because when we were talking about it on the air, and then we got in the break, and she's like, wow, like, you're kind of obsessed with the place.
I
she was blown away about how much you like the training
But she
table.
saw it in action. She saw me with my plate in action. She's like, you're having the time of your life. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, again, our Cornhusker conversation, as always, every week brought to you by our friends at Woodhouse. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse. and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Got to get to a break. Couple quick segments left here for us on tonight's Monday night edition of Sports Nightly.
Hey, Husker fans, every grower's got that game-winning play. Maybe it's upgrading that old pivot, switching up the play with smart tech, or controlling water like a pro. Valley Irrigation's putting $100,000 on the line to back 2 growers ready to score big. This is your chance to get that $75K or $25K irrigation grant, plus a $50 parts or service voucher just for logging in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Visit valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. That's valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed-enlist corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore enlist corn and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole: Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health, and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole: Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
At Woodhouse, it's more than just buying a car. It's about the experience. Our team is dedicated to making every visit seamless, enjoyable, and personalized to your needs. Explore a wide selection of vehicles, from SUVs and sedans to trucks and luxury models, all backed by expert guidance and exceptional service. Whether it's your first car or your next upgrade, discover why generations of drivers trust Woodhouse for a truly memorable experience. Visit us at woodhouse.com today.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed-less corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore-less corn. And other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back. Just got a few minutes left here. A couple segments, though, left of Sports Nightly tonight with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. Some chat on the chatter, or some chatter on the chat.
Chatter on
chatter on the chat. That you're not ready for this winter coming up.
You know, it's possible. We're gonna have to work through some things.
Like what?
Like the cold.
Oh.
and the wind. I was walking in
I
today.
thought maybe you don't have the wardrobe for it.
Well, I think that's probably a start because I'm 8 years of living in a place that didn't get below 50 degrees. So I think there's some heavy jackets that need to be purchased here.
You got?
I got some, but I don't think it's enough. I think there's got to have to be some like heavy jackets.
Look, I'll tell you what I learned. The key is layering. So you just got to layer.
Layer. It's just the wind. I know. I was walking today, and it's not that cold today. But walking into the office, the wind, and I said, when this is December and January with how cold it is and this wind exists, there's no way.
So you want to know, my mom, so recently people were asking, about, can't believe it's been almost 5 years or 4 years that I've been here in Nebraska. My mom said I didn't think she'd last because I didn't think she could survive the cold. If I can survive the cold, you can survive the cold, especially because you grew up in it. So at least you were like somewhat familiar of the cold, but like just because you didn't have it recently, you still are. We were grown up in it.
It gives me inspiration.
Yeah. Me, I didn't have any experience in it whatsoever my entire life, and my parents didn't think I was tough enough to survive it. So here I am.
And here you are.
Here I am.
Proving the doubters wrong.
So if I can do it, you can do it, is what I'm getting at.
Yes, I would agree with that. The jury's still out, though.
And they do a great job on the roads, so people talk about driving in it, but like they're fantastic about preparing. And so,
I am excited for the first snowstorm because I haven't been around snow in quite some time. So having that, if the snow does arrive this winter, which I'm sure it will at least once or twice, I'm excited for that first. Now driving in it, it's been a while. I assume that the plowing equipment's pretty good around here.
Oh, yeah. They do a great
They'll
job.
take care of it, salt the roads, do all that stuff. I don't have to shovel in the current place that I'm living, so that's nice.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the first winter snowfall. I think that's what I'm looking forward to.
I don't know. I need to hit up Rusty Dock and see when that might be coming. I don't. It's still. I don't know. Today gave me a little bit of pause. Like we're not quite there yet. I know the wind was windy, but it wasn't that chilly today.
No, it was still in the 60s. I think it'll be in the 60s on Saturday for kickoff. Don't necessarily know if the wind's going to be an issue on Saturday or not, but that's what everybody's told me. The chancellor has said, because we talked to him for the pregame show, he has said multiple times, just get ready. Because he comes from the South, so it took him a while to adjust. And he says, just get ready for the wind because it's different. It's different here. It challenges you mentally.
Female KC Royals fan from Nebraska in the chat said you need to invest in some warm gloves, so you need to get on that.
Gloves are big. It's part of the whole layering thing.
All right, got to get to a break. But
that was a riveting segment, by the way. It's probably the best we've done
Well,
today.
And listen, I only expected it to go a couple minutes because we've got to get to a break. Our weekend winners are coming up next, but talk about the weather. We get on a tangent. So we're back to wrap up the show next.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Fall into savings and drive something new at Woodhouse Chevy. Whether you're tailgating, planning a fall road trip, or driving your daily commute, there's a vehicle in the Chevy lineup that's perfect for wherever the road takes you. From reliable trucks to spacious SUVs, you'll find a wide selection of inventory, plus special financing and limited time offers available now. Shop online anytime or stop by one of our 2 convenient locations in Omaha or Missouri Valley. Woodhouse Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Hey Huskers, what would you do with up to $75K to upgrade your irrigation game? Automate that tough corner of your farm, add remote monitoring, or finally swap out that old pivot? Valley Irrigation just kicked off a bold $100,000 grant backing growers with real plays. 2 big awards, 1 chance to turn your irrigation challenge into a game-winning drive. See the playbook at valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. Just log in and grab an instant $50 Valley Parts or Service voucher. Here's the snap, valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live.
To our weekend winners, Duke, you get to go first. You actually make an appearance here tonight.
Yeah, we're back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Weekend winners, you talk winning, you start with the Los Angeles Dodgers. I mean, that's what we're known for. That's what we do.
LA guy.
We got Ohtani, 10 strikeouts, not even to mention 3 homers, sealed the deal.
That's unbelievable.
Sweep
How
the
do you
Brewers.
do that?
We're back in the World Series.
You and Damon Benning.
I used to do it back in my high school days.
I'm sure you did.
Am I up, by the way?
And you scored 30 points on the basketball court.
I did, 30 per. My weekend winner, whether
What
it's
do
my
we
turn or
What do
not.
we got here? Something with the Colts.
Indianapolis Colts 6-1. Jonathan Taylor, big game. Daniel Jones, big game. Best record in the National Football League belongs to your Indianapolis Colts, my team.
Super Bowl champs. Camden.
Yep, I'll go quick. Rink Mast, first
Oh
game.
no, that's what I should have gone first.
That's what I figured.
Fortunate.
31 points, 7 of 8 from 3, and 11 of 15 from the field.
You're the winner because it's your birthday.
Thank you. I should have gone first since it was my birthday, and that's what I had. Ring Mass is unbelievable, so I'll just double up with what came because plus we only have 30 seconds left. And want to tell you that tomorrow night, 6 o'clock hour, Troy Dannon going to be in the house.
Yes, athletic director is in the house. We'll talk to him about a lot.
So Troy Dannon will be here. Our volleyball show will move to Wednesday. John Baylor's out. There is some changing of the practice schedule this week. So Danny Busby Kelly will actually be here on Wednesday night show along with head coach Matt Rhule. So a little bit shuffling of the schedule this week. But the 80 will be here on the show coming up tomorrow night in the 6 o'clock hour. We'll also have reaction from the press conferences with the coordinators from that as well. So thanks for listening, and thanks for spending my birthday with me.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect that water is the reason parts of your concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
At Woodhouse Honda, we've got the perfect vehicle for every lifestyle. Shop the full Honda lineup and take advantage of limited time offers happening now. Lease the 2025 Honda Ridgeline Sport for $249 a month for 36 months and 10,000 miles per year. Visit us in-store off Highway 281 in Grand Island or online at woodhousehonda.com. With approved credit, tax, title, license extra, security deposit waived, $6,500 due at signing plus first payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Stock number GH250128. Offer expires October 31st, 2025. See dealer for details.
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org